Yo, what's up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we got another dope predictions video for you guys. We got UFC Fight Night, Amanda Heas versus Rose Namajunas. This is going to be another, cool little Apex card. We're going to do the main card predictions. We're not really going to fool around with too many of the prelims, but I'm thinking about doing the first prelim of the night and maybe the featured prelim, and then we're going to just do all the main card picks. But let's get on into this. Pretty excited about this card. It's gonna be all right. We'll see. All right. So like I was saying, UFC Fight Night, Heas versus Namajunas. Let's see. What's the first fight of the night? We got Muhammad Usman versus Parkin. So as I was mentioning, we're not going to be doing too many of the prelims, but this is one of them that I do want to touch on. The Muhammad Usman versus Parkin fight. We got Usman at 11-2 record. Last fight coming off of a win. 6'2", 239 pounds, 79-inch reach. And then we got Parkin, undefeated, 8-0, coming off a win. 6'4", 265 pounds, coming in at the weight limit for heavyweight. Honestly, I did not see what their weigh-ins were looking like, but I think I'm going to go with Parkin in this one. I think Usman definitely has a puncher's chance in this one. I think he does have the power advantage, but I think Parkin is just going to be a little bit too quick on the feet, piecing him up. I do think that this goes to decision, believe it or not, for a heavyweight bout. I think that Parkin wins by decision. That's how I'm seeing this fight go. But moving on, let's see what the featured prelim is talking about. We're going to slide by all these. All right, we got Holo versus Ogden. And Holo 21-7, coming off of a win, 5'11", 155 pounds, 70-inch reach. And then we got Ogden, 16-6, coming off a no contest, 5'11", 169 pounds. Don't know if that's right. 72-inch reach. So, I think I'm leaning a little bit more towards Ogden in this one. I think Holo, might have the advantage in on the feet a little bit, but I'm just leaning more with Ogden. I like Ogden in his last fight. He looked all right. I think he wins this one. Let's see, what is Holo's last 5 fights? I think he's on like a not the best streak here. Let's check that out real quick. Oh no, I'm completely wrong. Holo is, let's see, he's had a lot of grappling, and he was in the Ultimate Fighter. I don't know, man. Holo's looking pretty good in this one. I think I got these fighters mixed up. I think I got Holo mixed up with somebody else. Well, now that I'm seeing things, I think I might be leading a little bit more towards Holo now. I think I might change my pick here. He's 1-4 in the UFC. That's where I got that from, because he was in the UFC before. This is his second time in the UFC. And he got cut, but now he's back, coming off of some good wins. I'm going to stick with Ogden, but I don't hate the Holo pick. I can understand where people are coming from with that one. He is a plus 130, pretty close odds. But I'm going with Ogden in this one. I think Ogden gets it done. I'm going to go with decision, too. Moving on to the main card. Let's go. We got Fernando Padilla versus Luis Holo. This card, or this fight specifically, I'm looking forward to a lot. We got Fernando Padilla, 15-5, coming off of a loss in his last fight. 6'1" at 145 pounds. Super tall, lengthy dude. 75, pretty much 76-inch reach. And then we got Luis Holo, 1-0 in the UFC. Or I think he was in the Contender Series. Yeah, he's a Contender Series guy. But man, I like Luis Holo a lot. I like his game. I think that he's going to be the more aggressive one in this fight for sure. I do think that this fight ends in a finish. I don't think it goes the distance. Let's see, what are the odds for it to not go the distance? Minus 154. That's probably what I would pick in this one. I don't think that's too bad of odds, really. Minus 154 for this one not to go the distance. These guys are both finishers, especially Holo. Padilla has shown the ability to get finished. Holo hasn't, but Padilla is dangerous, so anything could happen, you know what I mean? I think that one of these guys gets the finish. I am slightly more leaning towards Holo in this one, just because I think he's going to be more aggressive, walking forward. I think he could get the control time in some of these rounds, but like I was saying, I think it's a finish. I think Holo has this one though. Moving forward, it's going to be close. I would definitely go with the fight doesn't go decision. That's my final pick for this fight. Billy Quarantillo versus Yousef Zalal. Billy Quarantillo, 18-5, coming off a win, 5'10". We got Yousef Zalal, 10-5, coming off a draw, 5'10". 72-inch reach. Billy Quarantillo has a 70-inch reach. I'm going with Billy Quarantillo in this one. I know the lines have been really moving in Zalal's direction lately, but I think Billy's going to get this one done. I think Billy's just a little bit too unorthodox. I like Billy striking. I kind of like him on the ground a little bit. His wrestling, not the best, but he has slick submissions. Yousef does have good wrestling, though. But at the same time, I don't see Yousef finishing Quarantillo, and I see Quarantillo looking good in the beginning of each round. You know, I can see Yousef maybe at the last minute of each round getting some takedowns, holding him against the fence, stuff like that. But then Quarantillo's going to come off strong in the start of the second round, maybe start of the third round. I think Billy Quarantillo gets this done by decision. I'm leaning towards him. It could be KO, though. Decision KO is probably the safest pick. Let's see the odds here. Minus 148, plus 124. I would just pick Quarantillo with money line. You know, you're not getting the worst odds there. Throw him in with, like, maybe one or two other fighters. You know, you can get some plus money there. Moving forward, this is probably the fight I'm looking forward to the most, just because I have no real idea how this one's going to go. This one is a definite pick 'em in my eyes. A lot of people are leaning towards Peyton Talbot, and I am a little bit as well. I think Peyton is just a little bit more athletic. You know, I think he has a good build for this weight class too. 5'10", 70-inch reach. I'm going with Peyton Talbot to win this fight. I think it does go decision. These are tough guys. I don't think either of these guys are getting finished. It could happen, but I'm leaning towards Peyton Talbot decision over Cameron Simon. Let's see the odds here. Minus 148, plus 124. Pretty much the same odds as the Billy Quarantillo fight. So yeah, Peyton Talbot and Billy Quarantillo. That's a sketchy little parlay, but you know, that might not would be the worst idea. Edmund Shabazian versus AJ Dobson. It's hard to trust Edmund Shabazian after what he's went through lately. I think he was the fighter I was getting mixed up earlier, you know, because he's had a rough streak lately for sure. Let's see what he's been last 5 fights. Let's check that. So yeah, in his last 5 fights, he's only won one of them. And it was against Dalcha Lungwabula. Tough name. But yeah, the people he lost to, all good guys. Derek Brunson, Jack Hermanson, Nasruddin Imavov, Anthony Fluffy Hernandez. These are really good guys. AJ Dobson's alright, though. AJ Dobson coming off that win against Tefan Chewy. Lost to Armin Petrosian and Jacob Malkoon. Decisions. See, the fact that AJ Dobson never gets finished, and the fact that Edmund Shabazian is a finisher, I'm leaning towards AJ Dobson in this one, man. And he is the big underdog. Plus 160 on AJ Dobson. Minus 192 for Edmund Shabazian. I can see this going either way. I just don't know if AJ Dobson's going to get finished. And if he doesn't get finished, he's going to be putting the pressure. He's going to be doing more of the wrestling. I think that he could outpoint Shabazian with a control time and, you know, stuff like that. I'm going with AJ Dobson. This one, not super confident on it, though. Moving forward, we got Carl Williams versus Justin Tofa. This is the co-main event somehow. I like the Tofa brothers. They're fun to watch, you know, but I think they're kind of getting washed up a little bit, you know. I'm leaning towards Carl Williamson in this one. I think he does the same thing that what's his name did to Tofa's younger brother. Yeah, I see Carl Williamson winning this fight probably by decision, which is crazy. Two heavyweight fights, both going to the decision in this one. I think Carl Williamson is a big favorite, minus 180, plus 150 Justin Tofa. He might even be more of a favorite now. These are old odds, but I'm leaning towards Carl Williamson. I know he's going to be undersized against Tofa, but I like Carl Williamson's wrestling, and I don't like Justin Tofa's defensive wrestling. So I think that's his path to victory. Yeah, let's see, decision or KO. You know, he could get on top of Tofa, rain some heavy punches, kind of like what Tabora was doing to Tuivasa last week. He could get up, land some punches, maybe even get a submission. You know, I don't really know how Carl Williamson wins this fight, but I think it's by decision. Decision KO. Moving towards the main event, let's go. We got Amanda Heas versus Rose Namajunas. Man, I don't want to pick Rose in this fight because her last two performances were just not the best, man. I mean, the Manafort fight wasn't the worst, but that Carla Esparza fight really put me on the anti-Rose train. Like, I don't know, man. Something about that fight, just everything about that fight was super weird, man. You know, it's hard to be a fan of Rose after that one, but you know, I think that she has all the tools to win this fight. She's going to be the bigger fighter. She's going to be stronger, I think. Yeah, I don't like Amanda Heas's. She's got a lot of scar tissue above her eyes. I think that she's going to get cut in this fight. I think Rose is going to land some straights, and it's going to cut Amanda's eye, and that's going to be a big changing of the situation for Rose. I think Amanda could maybe even win a couple rounds, but I think Rose is going to edge this one out by decision, maybe even split decision. But yeah, I'm going with Rose Namajunas by decision. She could KO Amanda Heas. Amanda Heas has been KO'd 3 times, I'm pretty sure. Decision KO maybe wouldn't be the worst. Let's see. You're probably getting the same odds as her at Moneyline, but let's just check and make sure. I have Rose at minus 210 on FanDuel, which is a little bit better than minus 250 here. Let's see. So Rose by KO or on points is actually minus 185, which gets that even lower. I don't see this going any other way. KO or decision for Rose, minus 185. Not the worst odds, you know. I can also see this one going over whatever the over is. Let's see. Over 4.5 rounds is plus 112. That's really good. I worry about Amanda Heas's durability, but Rose hasn't looked the best lately. Like, Rose hasn't looked like her finishing self lately, so, and she's coming off a little bit of a layoff since that Manafort fight. I'm going with Rose in this one. I'm not super confident, but yeah, that's the pick, and that is the card, guys. That's the main card. Couple prelim picks for you guys as well. Let me know who you all got in the comment section below. Really appreciate this. I know this is kind of dropping the same day, but hopefully you get a little insight from this video. Let me know below. More on the way. Peace.